Good morning students, this is the next lecture in the series of mechanical properties of fluids, and in this lecture we are going to start with the flow of fluids. That means when the fluids are in motion. So write down the next heading, fluids in motion. The study of fluids at rest is called as hydrostatics, and the study of fluids in motion, that means when the fluids are in motion, the study of fluids in motion is called as hydrodynamics. So from this lecture onwards we are going to start with hydrodynamics, right? So when we talk about the fluids in motion or the flow of fluids, there are two kinds of flow in which any fluid flow, right? So there are two kinds of flows. The first one is streamline flow. The first kind of flow is called as streamline flow, and there is another kind of flow which is called as turbulent flow. So these are the two kinds of flow, and now let us see each of them one by one. What is streamline flow? Consider this is any pipe of like this. We are drawing one pipe through which a liquid is flowing, right? So this is the cross section of the pipe, and some liquid is flowing in this pipe. So the liquid is flowing like this. These are the different layers of the fluid, right? And the fluid is flowing like this. Now if we consider one particle here, right, the particle of fluid, if we consider one particle here, then it follows this path. If all the particles that are coming after this particle, that means preceding this particle, all the particles, if they follow the same path which is followed by its successive particle, then that kind of flow is known as streamline flow. So this streamline flow is a very organized flow, and all the particles follow the same path which is described by its successive particles. I hope you must have got this. So please write down the heading streamline flow and let me dictate you the definition, right? So please write down streamline flow is that flow in which every particle of the liquid follows the path of its preceding particle, and this path or this line is called as streamline. So we write here streamline. The path followed by the particle is called as streamline, right? You can draw this diagram. Now there are few important things that you need to note about the streamline flow. So write down the first point or the second point in this. The second point is the tangent drawn at any point of the streamline represents the direction of velocity at that point. The tangent drawn at any point of the streamline represents the direction of velocity at that point. So this is the path followed by the particles, and if you draw the tangent at any particle, then it gives the velocity of the particle at that point. So please write it down. And the next point is very important, and please write it. The third point is the mass of liquid entering the tube in 1 second. The mass of liquid entering the tube in 1 second is equal to the mass of the liquid entering outside or leaving the tube in 1 second. So the first thing that you should know is, as small as the radius of this tube is, the more are the The less is the radius of the tube, the more will be the chances that the flow is streamlined. For example, if we talk about the normal pipes that are used in our homes, which are used for the transportation of water, the normal pipes that we use. So the flow of water in that pipe is an example of streamlined flow. Okay? So for that flow we can say that the mass of the water that enters from the tap into the pipe in 1 second is equal to the mass of the water that exits the pipe in 1 second. So this is true for streamlined flow. The mass of the water that enters the tap into this pipe in 1 second will be equal to the mass of the water that exits the tube in 1 second. This is pretty obvious because there is no clogging of water inside the pipe. If the mass of water that enters the tube in 1 second is not equal to the mass of water that exits the tube in 1 second, then that means there is some clogging of water somewhere inside the pipe, which does not happen, and therefore this point is very true. The mass of liquid entering the tube in 1 second is equal to the mass of the liquid exiting the tube in 1 second. Fine. And write down the next point. The next point says pressure over any cross section is constant. So if you consider any cross sectional area of this pipe like this, anywhere if you consider any cross section, then the pressure on this area by this liquid will be constant everywhere. So this is another important point that you should know. Pressure over any cross section is constant, right? Now the next point is, just now I told you that the tangent rod at any point will give you the direction of the particle flowing at that point. So the another point says that two streamlines cannot intersect each other. If this is one streamline, then and this is another, then this case is not possible because two streamlines cannot intersect each other. Because if they intersect each other, then there will be two tangents. One is this tangent and another is this tangent, and which indicates that there are two directions of flow at the same point, which is impossible. Right? So please write it down. Two streamlines cannot intersect. Two streamlines cannot intersect. If two streamlines intersect, then it would mean two different directions of velocity. If two streamlines intersect, then it would mean two different directions of velocity at a given point. Full stop. This is physically impossible. This is physically impossible. Hence, two streamlines cannot intersect each other. Hence, two streamlines cannot intersect each other. So this is streamline flow and few basic things about the streamline flow. Right? Now we are going to discuss about turbulent flow. So the turbulent flow is what kind of flow? In this you cannot predict the path of any particle. There can be any random motion and in any manner the particle may be moving or flowing inside the pipe. So, right? So there is no fixed format or the fixed pattern in which the particles flow. It is very random and you cannot predict it. Like the flow of a river. The flow of a river is an example of a turbulent flow. Right? So please write it down. Draw this diagram properly. Let me correct it. Just wait. Let me modify the diagram. So this diagram will be correctly drawn as so suppose the water is or the liquid is flowing from this side to this side, there is no fixed pattern and you cannot predict anything. So please write turbulent flow. So turbulent flow is a zigzag flow of liquid. Turbulent flow is a zigzag flow of liquid. The path of any particle cannot be predicted. The path of any particle cannot be predicted. So this was about turbulent flow. Now when we know about how liquids flow in a tube or a pipe. So we know that there are two kinds of flow, streamline flow and turbulent flow. Now write down the next heading, equation of continuity. The next heading is equation of continuity. Equation of continuity. So let me explain this to you. So suppose this is a pipe of non-uniform cross section. The cross section is non-uniform. Okay. This is a pipe of non-uniform cross section. And let's say there is some liquid flowing inside this pipe, and we will assume in all our derivation that the flow is a streamline flow and the fluid that is flowing in this pipe is incompressible. That is, you cannot compress that liquid or the fluid that is flowing in the pipe. The volume is fixed. We will assume these two things and we will do all our derivations. Fine. So let's say there is some liquid flowing in this. Now this pipe is full of liquid and the liquid is flowing from this direction to this direction. Now what we will do, let us assume a particular volume of the liquid inside the tube. For example, let me assume this cross section and this cross section, right? And we are considering this volume of the liquid that is present between this cross section and this cross section, right? Let's say the area of this cross section is A1, and let's say the area of this cross section is A2. Because the pipe has non-uniform cross-sectional area, the cross-section of this will be different than the cross-section of this surface, right? Now let's say that the fluid enters this cross-sectional area with velocity v2. The liquid must be having some velocity because it is flowing, right? So let's say the liquid enters this cross-sectional area with velocity v1, right? And let's say the velocity of the fluid when it is exiting this cross-sectional area, let's say that velocity is v2. I hope you must have got things still here. So this is cross-sectional area A1, this is cross-sectional area A2, and the fluid enters this cross-sectional area A1 with velocity v1, and the fluid exits this cross-sectional area A2 with velocity v2. Fine. Now suppose after very small time interval dt, what will be the situation? Let us analyze that. So this is the liquid flowing inside the tube. After very small time interval dt, the volume, the liquid that is present at this cross-sectional area must have moved some distance. So let's say the liquid reaches here. Okay, and this distance covered is dx1. Let's say the liquid has moved distance dx1 here, and similarly the liquid present here must have some distance in time dt, and let's say this distance is dx2. Okay. This is dx2 after very small time interval dt. So now what we can write? We can write dx1 is equal to v1 dt. Distance is equal to speed into time. This is the distance covered dx1. The velocity of the fluid that is present or entering this cross-sectional area was v1, and the time interval is dt. So this is our one equation. Similarly, we can write the equation for here. We can write dx2 is equal to v2 dt. Again, using the formula, distance is equal to speed into time. So these are the two equations, right? Now, for streamline flow, I told you that the mass of the liquid or the fluid entering the area in 1 second will be equal to the mass of the fluid that exits the area in 1 second. Fine. So let us calculate the mass of the liquid or the fluid that enters this area in time dt. Fine. So first of all, you need to write mass of fluid entering area in time dt is equal to mass of fluid exiting area A1. This is the cross-sectional area A1, right? So mass of the fluid entering area A1 in time dt is equal to mass of fluid exiting area A2 in time dt. I hope this is clear to you, right? Now we know density is equal to mass upon volume. So mass will be equal to density into volume. So let's say the density of the fluid that is flowing in this tube is rho. So density into volume. Now we need to write the volume of the water that enters the area A1 in time dt. This was the entering point, and in time dt the distance covered is dx1. So the volume of the water that enters the area A1 in time dt can be written as area A1 into this distance covered dx1. So volume will be A1 into dx1. A1 into dx1. Fine. Similarly, we can write the mass of the fluid that exits the area A2 in time dt. It will be density into volume. Density is rho into volume. Volume is A2 into dx2. A2 into dx2. Fine. Now this density gets cancelled. So we will have A1 dx1 is equal to A2 dx2. ठीक है? I hope the things have got clear till here. ठीक है? Now we will use these two equations and put in that equation. We can put the value of dx1 and dx2 from these two equations. So let's say this is equation 1, and let's say this is equation 2, and let's say this is equation 3. So using equations 1 and equation 2, in equation 3 we get A1 v1 dt is equal to A2 v2 dt. Fine, this is the equation. dt से dt कैंसिल हो गया, ठीक है? And what we will left with A1 v1 is equal to A2 v2. This equation is called as equation of continuity and is very important. ठीक है? ये equation बहुत important है and is known as the equation of continuity. So यहाँ पे A1 क्या है? This cross sectional area from where the fluid enters, and A2 क्या है? The cross sectional area from where the fluid exits, and V1 is the velocity with which the fluid enters the area A1, and V2 is the speed or velocity with which the fluid exits area A2. So by this equation or the equation of continuity, we can say that at any point A into V is equal to constant. पहले आप लोग इतना कॉपी कर लो and then we shall move forward. ठीक है? So first of all, draw this diagram and then write some theory, and then these two equations, and then this thing up to here, and then write AB is equal to constant. So let me dictate once. Write down the heading equation of continuity. ठीक है? So equation of continuity what had we just discussed. This is the tube of non-uniform cross-sectional area, and we have considered some volume of the liquid, and let's say the cross-sectional area is this A1 from where the fluid enters, and this cross-sectional area is A2 from where the fluid exits. The fluid enters this cross-sectional area A1 with velocity V1, and the fluid exits the cross-sectional area A2 with velocity V2. In time dt, the distance covered by the fluid entering the cross-sectional area A1 is dx1, and in time dt, the fluid exiting from area of cross-section A2, let's say the distance covered is dx2. Then using the relation distance is equal to speed into time, we can say dx1 is equal to v1 dt from here, and similarly dx2 is equal to v2 dt. Then I just told you in the concepts of streamline flow that the mass of fluid that enters area A1 in time dt will be equal to mass of fluid that enters the area A2 in time dt. So बस mass की value रखी है, density into volume, and density got cancelled. Then we have A1 dx1 is equal to A2 dx2. Then we have put the value of dx from using these two equations, and finally we have got our result A1 v1 is equal to A2 v2. पहले यहाँ तक लिख लो, ठीक है? And then we shall move forward. I hope आपने कॉपी कर लिया. So A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. This equation is called as equation of continuity. From this equation we can conclude that at any point inside the tube, the product, ये चीज भी लिखना, at any point inside the tube, the product of area of cross section and velocity is constant, right? So इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि एरिया ऑफ क्रॉस सेक्शन अगर हम कुछ कंसीडर करें जिसमें से उस पाइप में जिसमें से लिक्विड फ्लो हो रहा है या फ्लूइड फ्लो हो रहा है, देन वी कैन से दैट द प्रोडक्ट ऑफ एरिया ऑफ क्रॉस सेक्शन एंड वेलोसिटी, दैट मींस द वेलोसिटी विद व्हिच द फ्लूइड एंटर्स दैट क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया इज कांस्टेंट. सो अगर कोई नॉन यूनिफॉर्म क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया है, फॉर एग्जांपल इस तरीके का, ये इस तरीके का कोई ट्यूब है जिसमें लिक्विड फ्लो हो रहा है, ठीक है, एंड ये एरिया A1 है एंड ये एरिया A2 है, ठीक है, एंड द लिक्विड एंटर्स और द फ्लूइड एंटर्स दिस क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया विद V1 एंड द फ्लूइड एग्जिट्स दिस क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया A2 विद वेलोसिटी V2. एंड बिकॉज़ A और V का जो प्रोडक्ट है वो कांस्टेंट है, सो अगर एरिया इंक्रीज करेगा तो वेलोसिटी डिक्रीज कर जाएगी, एंड अगर वेलोसिटी डिक्रीज करेगी या इंक्रीज करेगी तो उसके अकॉर्डिंगली एरिया जो है वो आपका इंक्रीज और डिक्रीज करेगा, because the product is constant. So if area increases, the velocity decreases, and if area decreases, velocity increases, and vice versa. ये एक्सपेरिमेंट आप लोगों ने घर में भी किया होगा while you have been playing with the pipe, ठीक है, carrying some liquid, the one end of the pipe is connected to the tap of water and you are supposed watering the plants using the other side, ठीक है. So अगर आप उस क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया का जो अदर एंड है, क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया जो है, अगर उस पे अपना थंब लगा के क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया कम कर देते हो तो आप देखते हो कि जो वाटर की वेलोसिटी है वो बढ़ जाती है एंड पानी आपका दूर तक जाता है, राइट? सो दिस इज द इक्वेशन ऑफ कंटिन्यूटी स्टेटिंग दैट द प्रोडक्ट एट एनी पॉइंट इनसाइड द ट्यूब द प्रोडक्ट ऑफ एरिया ऑफ क्रॉस सेक्शन एंड वेलोसिटी इज कांस्टेंट, राइट? आई होप इतना समझ आ गया सबको. Now let's practice one numerical problem based on this equation of continuity, right? So please write down the question. Write down the question. The question says, let me write the question here for you. The question says, water is flowing through a tube. Water is flowing through a tube of if the ratio of radius of the tube, if the ratio of radius of the tube at the entrance and exit at the entrance and exit is 3:2, then the ratio of liquid velocity, then the ratio of liquid velocity entering and leaving the tube is entering and leaving the tube is what? Please read the question carefully and try to solve it. I hope you must have noted the question and tried. Now I am going to discuss it. Okay? The question says water is flowing through a tube of non-uniform cross-sectional area. If the ratio of radius of the tube at the entrance and exit is 3:2, then the ratio of liquid velocity entering and leaving the tube is. बिल्कुल सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन है, ठीक है? कोई नॉन यूनिफॉर्म क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया का पाइप है, इस तरीके से ले लेते हैं सपोज, ठीक है? इस तरीके से, and water is flowing through this tube, ठीक है? If the ratio of the radius of the tube at the entrance and exit is 3:2, सपोज ये इसका रेडियस r1 है एंड इसका रेडियस r2 है, तो हमें दे रखा है, लेट मी रेज द क्वेश्चन, ठीक है? आई गो टू सॉल्यूशन है. सो हमें क्या दे रखा है, गिवन है हमें r1 अपॉन r2 इज इक्वल टू 3/2. ये चीज हमें दे रखी है, ठीक है? इफ द रेशियो ऑफ द ट्यूब एट एंट्रेंस एंड एक्सिट इज 3:2, देन द रेशियो ऑफ लिक्विड वेलोसिटी एंटरिंग एंड लीविंग द ट्यूब इज. सपोज जो एंट्री करता है वाटर through this cross sectional area, suppose it enters with velocity v1 and suppose it exits with velocity v2, then by equation of continuity, what do we know? By equation of continuity, we must have a1 v1 is equal to a2 v2, ठीक है? ये चीज होनी चाहिए. नाउ a1 क्या होगा हमारा? a1 होगा पाई r1 स्क्वायर v1 इज इक्वल टू पाई r2 स्क्वायर v2, ठीक है? पाई से पाई कैंसिल हो गया एंड इस r2 को हम नीचे ले आते हैं. सो r1 अपॉन r2 इसका होल स्क्वायर इट विल बी इक्वल टू v2 अपॉन v1. Fine. So v2 upon v1 is equal to r1 upon r2 की वैल्यू 3/2. So 3/2 का स्क्वायर. हमसे पूछा क्या था? हमसे पूछा है लिक्विड वेलोसिटी एंटरिंग एंड लीविंग द ट्यूब. एंटरिंग एंड लीविंग द ट्यूब का रेशियो बताना है, यानी कि v1 upon v2 हमें कैलकुलेट करना है. So v1 upon v2 को हम रेसिप्रोकल लेके लिख सकते हैं 2/3 का स्क्वायर एंड 2/3 का स्क्वायर विल बी 4/9. So v1 ratio v2 is equal to 4:9. This is your answer. This is the required ratio. आप इस चीज का ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा आपको कि आपसे क्या पूछा है, v1:v2 पूछा है या v2:v1 पूछा है, उसके अकॉर्डिंगली आप अपना आंसर रिपोर्ट करेंगे, ठीक है? अगर हमसे पूछा होता रेशियो ऑफ लिक्विड वेलोसिटी V1 V1 कैलकुलेट करते हैं, ठीक है। सो दिस इज द सोल्यूशन, प्लीज राइट इट डाउन। आई होप यू मस्ट हैव डन दिस, ठीक है। So this was equation of continuity, and how do we solve the problems based on equation of continuity? By simply using this equation. Fine. Now in the next video we will discuss Bernoulli's theorem, which is again a very important topic for your exams.